Alright everybody, we're here for the Obscure Toy Files. It's our first video in a long time. We didn't have any a couple of years ago because of COVID getting in the way, but today we're going to look at Pat Bussey's Biomass Mutant. This is the Leech Shipmate and the Captain with his little cool cape. Yeah, I've been looking forward to these for a long time. I also got a Servitor blank because I wanted some like cybernetic parts, and then I got some other blank pieces for the Leech guy and for the Captain dude. But I've been looking forward to these for a long time. These have a cut tab on them somewhere. I think they do, maybe. Most Glyos stuff typically does. What are you doing to me, Pat? I just want to get the toys out. Hold on. So I'm going to look at the Leech guy first. Let's just do a little... Actually, see what I'm looking at. Sorry for the very rough version of this video. I don't have a studio really or anything to do this. I'm not fancy. I'm just more or less just doing this to show people the cool things that Pat made, because he's a cool guy and these things are pretty freaking awesome. Which one did I cut open first? This one. Okay. So this, I saw this Leech thing and I was immediately reminded of like trash bag bunch for all the colors and stuff, and then you get a bunch of switch pins. This slime head is so crazy. It's such a fun sculpt. I mean, the mutant that Marty the God Beast Hansen had made for Pat a couple of years ago was cool, but Marty, I love you. This thing is so much more awesome than that. Not that what he made was a piece of crap, but this thing is just really cool. I mean, look at that face. This is like some of the stuff I would make. Like, this like puts my cannabinoids and stuff to shame. Like I saw Pat was making these, and I'm like, all right, so I can retire. I don't have to make anything anymore. It's been real, everybody. Have a nice day, and we'll see you later. You get so many cool parts. I mean, like, look at this dragon head. That you know, go like this, making some like a monster that way. Now, one of the cool things about Pat's universe is that he designed everything to it's justifiable why this guy's a hot mess in terms of like being like a robot. He's got like a leech tail. Now there's a character called the Engineer, I believe, and he's been basically like mutating these different races for like millennia, and there's so many of these species that are intermingled with one another now that it's like impossible to tell them apart. So you end up having these like hodgepodge mishmash creatures where they're like showing the DNA of this creature. Which just said, don't look at this one. Look at this. Camera's very distracted. Again, the DNA of this creature with the DNA of that creature, then some robot parts tossed into the mix, and then you have like this robot head thing on the back, and then there's like a brain head on the back of this. And an eye would go perfect right there, which I don't happen to have at the time. And then even like, so it makes sense that you have like this hybridized mess of a creature. Like, what happened to this dude? It's like, oh no, he's just been genetically experimented on for God knows how long, and their entire species is what was once many is now one. And then you can even put like, I'm just putting this together how it came out of the box or out of the bag, as you saw. But yeah, I mean, you got a crazy looking thing. I mean, the colors from this remind me of Trash Bag Bunch so much. It's the black and the purple and the, I guess, fuchsia and the green. And it just looks great. It's so much fun. They did an amazing job on making it very versatile. Like, this hand is sculpted in such a way that it could really be like a right hand or it could be a left hand. And that's really what you want to do when you're trying to do amorphous things that you can, build with Glyos stuff. I mean, like, can you get two hands that do match, which is really freaking cool. You get that little drill accessory. You get some other robot pieces. You got like that weird like wormy hook hand, which is really neat. You know, like a gun cannon thing. gun barrel. So there's a peg leg for the captain. And this, I was looking at this online. I was trying to figure out. It's cool because it's like a robot head, but it also has like a spot for something to go in. A peg can go in there or something. I don't know what it is, but it's cool. You know, it's just a lot of fun looking bits. I mean, like, this thing is just, this is a Glyos Masterwork. I mean, I've been playing with Glyos stuff since 2008, and I've never seen anything quite as fun as this. But again, I'm also biased, and now I love monsters and robots and stuff. So being able to build slime creatures, I mean, look how cool that is. You know, and like there's like a little cool robot head on there. There's like a hook. And all that. It's just so it's awesome. I mean, it's great. There's nothing bad about this figure. I mean, even like you look at the price, it's like, oh, he was $28, but you get a lot of stuff for that. I mean, like, if there's like 35 parts to make up him, and then there's all these extra switch pins, so you're getting a lot of stuff for the price you're paying. You're not really getting Pat's not taking anybody on this. Like, it's a great thing. So we're gonna stick him over there. I'm going to bust out the captain. And I don't know how to put his cape on because I did not look at the website very clearly beforehand, which was my mistake. It's everywhere. These built the same way too. Yeah, this head I like a lot. They're all really good. Like there's no bad pieces on this thing as far as I'm concerned. They're all like aces. Yeah, so I guess to build him like how he is as the captain requires me to look it online. So I'm gonna flip the script and not build the captain, and be that guy, and I'm gonna build this dragon dude. I've seen people do that before, because I mean, look at that. That's just too cool. I mean, how could I not make a dragon guy when I have an option like that with a tail that has a face on it? Glyos pegs are fun to put in when they're new. Okay, we got a nice little... And that's the other part, but this is really cool. Because like, if you look at the way they designed this, it's really like genius. This piece here can become an elbow or a knee. All you have to do is just take off the foot and this extra piece, and boom, this is now an arm. Brilliant. You know, so you can then use this in the same way. And part of the reason why I got the extra kits is because since the green matches and some of those green parts aren't painted, that means I can give him like a green tail with no face on it, or I can give him like 2 legs or 2 slime arms and stuff like that. So it really makes sense to get like at least one of the painted ones and then a couple of the blanks, or a couple of the painted ones and one of the blanks. I mean, there's no wrong way to do these. I mean, they're just really, really cool. His robot arm is on that side, so we're going to switch it around, make it a little different. You got the cool, like, little robot eye on the top. And again, the brain face. That's really cool. That's, like, really neat. That's a lot of fun. Like, this is all just dripping with fun and stuff like that. So we're going to take... What should we do with him? Let's see. Maybe we will just... forego that and just give him 2 monster hands, because I don't want him to be like a dragon-y guy with like... I guess I gotta use this slime arm then. Let's see. I just put this in here. And then I can maybe take this all off like that. Put this here. And we'll take the other hand. This is just me, like, you know, futzing around with it. I'm not really like putting a lot of work into it yet because I'm doing it on camera. But you make some pretty wicked stuff. I mean, like this guy's pretty cool. And these things are really awesome. I mean, like I can't tell you how awesome these things are just to play with in hand. Now, in terms of like size comparisons, just to give you guys an idea, like here's a Lego Indiana Jones. Okay, here's a G.I. Joe. You know, 3 3/4 O-ring style G.I. Joe. That's Steamroller, I believe. And then here's something from the Glyos universe. This is a Gly Ninja with some axis swing joint upgrades. So, In terms of height, they're a pretty nice size. I mean, they're not tiny, but they're like Glyos size. I don't have a Faden running around, ironically. But yeah, I mean, like, these guys would play good with any kind of creature toy line. They can even hang out with Ninja Turtle stuff easily, I think. And just look at that. Look how fun that is. There's nothing bad about this. And I really got to sit down and like futz around with them. But it's just it's like chef's kiss. You know, like Pat and them outdid themselves tremendously with those. They're just a lot of fun looking. Not gonna open. Actually, I could. Who am I kidding? I want to make a slime guy, so I'm not gonna open it up all the way. Just gonna do a little twink like that, and get this little slime arm out of there. Since Pat saw to put it together in the factory. Thank you, Pat. And we're gonna take off this dude's robo arm. We're going to give him a slime arm so he looks all proper and slimy. I mean, that's just cool. You know, what's I'm sorry. Like, what's not fun about that? It's just like, I'm a slime monster. I'm made of slime. So, like, if you got 4 of these guys, you can have like an entire slime-limbed dude. To use like extra words and stuff like that. So that's pretty cool. We're going to look at this Robo guy. The Servitor Blank. I think. Now this guy is not as complicated, but he doesn't come with as many parts. And he was I think he was like 13. Which isn't bad. I mean, like, it's still a really good price. I mean, people are doing this from their homes. You know, it's not a corporation. It's Pat. Pat Bussey's like, hey, everybody, I'm making monsters. Who wants to buy them? And he sold out very quick, which was awesome. You know, sad people didn't get to get everything, but awesome that he sold out. And you get to put, I think he had it the other way. Let's see. It's so cool how they can do all this with all the same parts. It's really a lot of fun. Then you get the arm cannon arm and stuff like that. So like you can keep this as a blank, or if you want to make one of these guys into like a cyborg like crazy, you could. Yeah, I mean it's not to like about these. I mean these are great. Like Pat, seriously, you did a fantastic job, my friend. I know when anybody who makes Glyos stuff, they just don't do it once. So there's a good chance that we'll be seeing these figures again, because you don't spend like the last 7 or 8 years, I think Pat said, making this figure just to be like, meh, I made one run, I'm done, put it on the shelf, never touch it again. So I know we're going to see these critters and creepy crawlies again, which is really cool. Almost looks like it's like a mutant walrus. Like, but that's what, like I said, so if you create a toy line and you create the concepts, and you make it in such a way that you can just do, like what Matt Dowdy does with the, what do you call it? With the, his Faden figures. You know, the whole thing about Faden is that, you know, there was once one Faden, and then he split himself into an infinite number of themselves. And then that's how you have as many Fadens as you do all over the Glyos universe, so it makes sense. So he can produce the figure like 1,000 times in 1,000 different colors, and people are like, how come there's 20 Fadens? It's like, oh, well, that's this Faden, and that's that one. Oh, okay, proceed. That makes sense. So with Pat's thing, like, it makes sense. Like, you can even have, like, you can be like, well, what? You can even, it makes perfect sense to have this guy have like a slime head for a hand, because he could just be like, you know, it's like, we're totally, our genetics are so unstable. It's like, and then there's like a monster sticking out of his back. So it's like, and there's monsters everywhere. It's just a monster palooza fest. I want to take this piece off, but I can't do this that easily with one. I'm going to rip my fingernail off doing this. Yeah, I'm not taking that off, but it comes off. Yeah, so it's really cool. I mean, Pat did a tremendous job. Let's see if we can wiggle this around a bit like that. Maybe we can just do this. And we don't have to worry about using that extra piece. And we take that little rocket launcher thingy, put that back there. Looks like a cool jetpack. I'm all about hunched over guys because that's what cannonboids are and stuff like that, so it works for me. Slimehead dude, ready to roll. Or we can pop that off of there. Then we can do more stuff like this. Yeah, this is just a quick, little video. It's now 15 minutes. But basically, this is what they are. They're really awesome. I would totally keep an eye on Pat's website, which I think is Biomasters Design or something like that. I have bookmarks on my phone. It saves everything for me. It's not my fault. It's the modern age. I'll put links in the description below so people can see it. And so when you get the opportunity to go out and buy these biomass mutants when they come out with his next drop, whenever that will be, totally get them. If you are a fan of monsters, robots, creatures, any of that stuff, and you like Glyos, this is literally designed for you. I mean, like, as a kid growing up, I loved monsters and robots, and if this thing had been on the shelf in the 90s, I would have lost my 10-year-old mind. I would be like, what the heck is this? Because look how cool that looks. I mean, it's just like, and like the way they design it all to like merge in together. So like, these are its eyes, but then when it goes back here, these aren't painted, so they could be bumps, and those bumps make sense to go on here and on. It's really cool how they did everything. I mean, like, just to show you, like, switching the arms around really quick. It's like, oh no, we have to make an arm out of a leg. And it isn't my friend Mr. Harvey McCraig, with a leg for an arm and an arm for a leg. So you just do this, throw the foot away, don't need it, and then you go, boop, and oh, look at that, now we have an arm. So, like I said, chef's kiss, brilliant. An easy way to do it, doesn't make it complicated, doesn't create problems. It's just, hey, we're going to make this guy, and there we go. Can we give him a slime leg? Can we do that? Let's see. I think this one went here. My camera's like, stop moving. I have to autofocus. There's too much to look at. So I guess you can kind of do it like that, but would it be too tall? Maybe you can just take off the hand. And then it's like a slime foot. That would work. Yeah, it does work. He's a little like, he's not having a great day, but he's also a biomass mutant, so they haven't been having great days for a long time because they're horrible abominations and mutants. Yeah, so that's me playing around with a bunch of Pat Bussey's biomass mutants from 2022. They just came out this past June, which is when this video is going up. I just got them in the mail today, so they're hot off the presses. I would highly recommend anybody go out and buy them. Again, links in the description below. Thank you so much for watching. I will try to put more videos up of things as I can when the time allows to it. This was just a moment where I had a few minutes to just sit down and do random things. Yeah, but it's freaking cool. And you can have them attack your G.I. Joes. Oh, God. Ah!